A girl in a vegetative state gives birth to a baby. The wealthy grandfather only takes the newborn grandson home. Unexpectedly, the girl was carrying twins. When she wakes up, she gives birth to the second baby. She believes this is her only child. From then on, the brothers remain unaware of each other. The elder brother follows the wealthy father, becomes a cold and powerful young CEO. His clothes are worth millions. He swipes his unlimited black card freely. The younger brother lives with his hacker mom, becomes a clever little hacker. Instant noodles are his idea of a feast. Occasionally he hacks accounts for pocket money. Today the four of them will meet by accident for the first time. The hacker mom takes her son to a jewelry auction. The goal is to get the precious diamond. Did you hear what I just said? Yes, I did. Pudding is ready to go. The woman smirks, puts on her gloves. You really are my son. The auctioneer announces. The Aurora gem is now on display. Now's the time. Pull. Done. The gem? It's gone. Call the police quickly. Baby, you were amazing. Now wait by mommy's scooter. Got it. See you in a bit, mommy. Suddenly the boy notices a shadow overhead. What are you doing in the electrical room? The boy is startled. Who is this man? Why does he look a bit like me? Oh no, did I just get caught? At that moment the manager leans in smiling. Young master, we've finally found you. Come along with President G. The boy is confused. Me, young master? The CEO in front of him extends a hand. Come here. The boy mutters internally. I'm called Pudding. Why should I go just because you say so? Adjusting his expression he says. Alright, hug me. I didn't mean to cut the power. I'm sorry. Boo-hoo. HMPH, mommy said. If you grab a thigh, hold on tight. The boy melted the manager's heart. President G, it's just a power outage. Please don't be upset. If he wants to play with power outages, just call the bodyguards. You don't need to step in yourself. Got it, daddy. I'll let the bodyguards handle disasters next time. The manager was stunned. One dares to teach, the other dares to learn. At this moment a man in a suit rushed in. President G, we have a problem. The Aurora gem for auction is missing. Meanwhile, in the same building, a woman's hand reached out from an air vent. Didn't expect this to go so smoothly. Suddenly a voice called out behind her, Hey. Oh, have I been caught? She turned around. It was her son Pudding. You little rascal, what are you playing at? You scared me. I'm your mommy. Didn't I tell you to use the main entrance? She didn't realize this wasn't Pudding. By now security was on the rooftop. The woman grabbed the young CEO. She strapped him into a safety harness. Then she kissed him on the cheek. With a swoosh they started ziplining away. The young CEO was speechless. How dare you? This woman actually dared to kiss me? At that moment the safety rope began to snap. This is bad. The plan didn't account for Pudding. The rope is overloaded. The woman clutched the boy tightly. The young CEO quickly calculated in his head. Judging by gravity and the collision angle, my survival probability is 0. But the woman twisted mid-air and crashed into a building. Clearly this wall wasn't made in China. Hey, are you okay? Mommy's fine. Don't worry, sweetheart. I just need a little rest. Severe impact can cause spinal injury. Do you think I'm a 3-year-old? I'm already 4. Mommy is really fine. This woman is so clueless. She can't even recognize her own son. I'll just pretend to be her son, so she doesn't worry herself sick. The young CEO pulled the woman up. Without looking back he said, let's go home. Meanwhile Pudding had already gone home with his dad, enjoying a feast, while thinking about bringing some good food home for mommy. If you like it, the kitchen will prepare it every day. At that moment a man in a suit reported. The auction surveillance and security systems were hacked. It was an expert. There are no leads yet. Pudding thought to himself, of course. My mommy is amazing. He also realized he needed to make a quick escape. Then Pudding stared at the young man before him, and thought about bringing him home. It might be nice to gift him to mommy. The young man was still pondering the Aurora gem theft. His 8-pack abs worked on where to start the investigation. After his shower he found his son playing on his computer. His son rarely came to this room. Pudding was looking at rising stocks, thinking of earning money for mommy. Hey, what are you doing? Pudding froze in shock, helping daddy look at stocks. But I remember, you don't know much about stocks. Well, I suddenly got interested today. Kids should learn what they don't know. The man stared deeply at the boy, then put him back on the ground. Alright, go to bed. Pudding's heart was about to jump out of his chest. That was close. However, the man made a call. Book a paternity test for tomorrow. And recheck the surveillance footage. Focus on where Ao has been. Could it be that I'm too tired? I can't even recognize my own son. Meanwhile, someone else seems to have poor eyesight too. Pudding, sweetheart, mommy will go make you a feast. The young CEO sat with poise. Go ahead. The woman felt something was off. His outfit, a top-tier limited edition suit, handcrafted Italian leather shoes. Pudding, why are you wearing different clothes? I swapped outfits with another kid at the venue. Don't you think it's a bit late to ask now? I could have been switched and you wouldn't notice. Of course not. I can recognize even a strand of your hair. Mommy didn't notice the clothes because she only cares about you. Nothing else matters. Now let mommy make you a feast. This woman. This place is so rundown. And messy too. What's wrong? Sweetheart, why do you keep sighing? So we're really this poor, huh? Ha ha ha. Sweetheart, let's eat noodles for now. This is the feast you mentioned? Well, it's a really big bowl. At that moment the news reported the Aurora gem theft. The young CEO glanced at the gem casually left on the table. He fell silent. Being poor is one thing, but being a thief? And you stole from my dad? Woman, you're playing with fire. You little rascal. Are you reading my CEO manga again? Open your mouth. Wait. The young CEO quickly used his blocking technique. 5 minutes later, the delicate stomach of the young master started acting up. Woman, you're doomed. After the commotion, the young CEO still went out with her. Pudding, sweetheart, want some fried chicken? After diarrhea you need a light diet. Haha, then let's have some porridge. You're the only woman who dares treat me like this. The woman passed by a friend's store with the young CEO. She noticed her friend was being bullied. To her shock, the troublemaker was her stepsister. The young CEO immediately understood. The victim was the woman's friend. The bully had a grudge against the woman. The woman suddenly became serious. Hey, are you okay? Mommy's fine. I'm not the same mommy I was years ago. The troublemaker continued to act arrogantly. Until someone grabbed her. Who dares meddle in my affairs? It's been years. Bai Sha has grown bold. And Juju? Impossible. Didn't I hit you into a vegetative state? And didn't you die afterward? You seem surprised to see me. My dear sister, you're the woman who was thrown out pregnant by her father. And now you're here embarrassing yourself? The onlookers began whispering. Suddenly someone bumped into the troublemaker, causing her jewelry box to fall. Blood splattered on the spot. A bracelet shattered. You dare touch my people? The troublemaker saw it was a child, and raised her hand to slap him. But the woman struck first with a thunderous slap. You think you're worthy of disciplining my son? And Juju, I'm a single mother. My child's father died in a car accident. She spoke while patting the young CEO's head. Tears filled her eyes but didn't fall. The young CEO remained expressionless, thinking one word. Why? The woman dramatically continued. We're just a widow and orphan. Does that mean we deserve to be bullied? The young CEO's despair deepened. Is it too late to pretend I don't know her? What's going on here? To the left, weak, pitiful and helpless. To the right, aggressive and arrogant. The onlookers suddenly understood. That woman in red is so toxic. How dare she talk like that about the mother and son? No, I didn't. Don't forget your son broke the bracelet in front of everyone. Don't try to pin it on me. My son broke it, so I'll pay for it. The woman wasn't bothered by this trivial matter. How much is it? 3 million. 3 million, ma'am. How will you pay? Is that so? 3 million in one swipe. Here, take my card. That's an unlimited black card. Swipe it. Wasn't Juju kicked out penniless? The troublemaker's feelings were instantly seen through by the young CEO. Don't bother trying to figure it out. You won't understand. Something's not right. That kid, and that black card. Could she have figured out my identity? The young CEO thought. Finally? The woman suddenly asked seriously. Tell me the truth. Did you steal something? Alright, I overestimated this woman. Once home, the young CEO started reading a book. The title? Asterisk. Mr. CEO, you're so bad. Meanwhile, the woman holding the black card finally realized. Did you pick this up at the auction? This woman. But Dad's side must have noticed by now. Meanwhile, at the big CEO's place, the suited man was nervously pacing. He was peeking into the CEO's room. President G, I've been standing here for 6 hours. I don't think the young master will show up. No, he'll show up. The CEO sat on the sofa watching the surveillance feed. The young master really appeared. Inside, Pudding was feeling very proud. This is my first solo mission. I've been observing all day. And today there's no one at home, hee. Time for some hot stocks. Pudding is here. Transfer to the account. Mommy's card number is done. I really am a genius, little Pudding. Now execute. Suddenly 3 men in suits appeared simultaneously. You sold 5 billion worth of my stocks? You're quite a remarkable kid. Recipient isn't Juju, correct? Shall we invite her over as a guest? The woman thought she only had one child. But now there was another identical kid in the car. The child in the car called her, Mommy. Could my son have been cloned? Mommy, you dummy. I'm your real son. Pudding, call for the frying pan. That's a code only I Pudding know. So what exactly happened? Did we swap kids by mistake? This is my paternity test with Pudding. The report says Pudding is his child. Could the man from 5 years ago be him? Listen, are you alright? The woman's mind was on the verge of crashing. I was thrown to that old man. So how did I end up with this CEO? And I only gave birth to one child. I don't understand. Mommy, what's wrong? Don't scare Pudding. Hey woman, are you okay? I'm fine. Missin, it seems you've calmed down. Now name your price. Pudding must come home with me. Mr. G, are you trying to buy my son? No deal. Missin, don't you want to know the truth from 5 years ago? To be honest, because of certain drugs, I didn't know who the woman in the room was back then. Ao was brought back by the butler one day. He only said the mother had passed during childbirth. After meeting you and Pudding, I think we should investigate further. The woman held her child tightly. The so-called truth from 5 years ago. Truth from 5 years ago is far less important than my Pudding. Missin, I'm just being polite. What I want I will get. Do you understand? You're a bad guy. If you bully my mommy, I'll hack your account and sell all your stocks. Do you understand? You learn quickly. You really are my child. Seeing the heated exchange go off course, the young CEO gently tugged the woman's sleeve. What about me? Don't you want me anymore? Mommy? The woman's defenses instantly broke. I'm very good and easy to take care of. If you don't want to leave my brother behind, can we stay together? That's a little unfair. Guided by his son's cue, the CEO pressed forward with an invoice. These are Pudding's expenses from the past few days. Also, he sold 5 billion worth of my stocks. The total isn't much, just 731 billion. The heroine died on the spot. End credits. Roll flowers. Fine, I'll stay at the CEO's mansion. But Pudding is still my son. The man slowly rolled up the invoice. If Missin moves into the G residence with Pudding, and lives with Ao, then we won't discuss this money anymore. Really? Of course. Rent and utilities? Completely free. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks? All included. Kids? Still yours. Pudding. Ao, get in the car. We're moving in style tonight. Ha, silly woman, hopeless. But that's better this way. Wow, is this the richest man's house? I'm almost blinded by the shine. The little fox covered his mouth, chuckling. How does it feel? Fox mommy drooled. Amazing table. Ah, it's so soft and comfy. Ao, come here. The young CEO tentatively extended a cautious foot, and then struck a CEO-like pose of reluctance. HMPH. Without a word, the woman scooped him up. Come on, don't act like your dad. Darn it, why is my heart racing? Stop. Ha 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 ha. The CEO stood coolly with his coat draped over his shoulders, thinking, the house sure is lively. At that moment, Pudding grabbed the CEO's hand and pulled him. Daddy, come in. Sleep with mommy and me.